Hello, this is Deborah with Redirecting, and many of you know I don't really necessarily like to cover things dealing with celebrities. Following their lifestyles and things of that nature is not something that I really care about, okay? I'm only talking about this particular thing because of the agenda that is promoted through familiar faces. This is the problem with looking at celebrities like they are some type of voice to be heard as it relates to moral issues. Now, from time to time, sometimes they will surprise you and they will come out for an issue and it sounds very pleasing and true and helpful. Okay, but when it's not, then I think it needs to be pointed out. And like I've said before, subjects that I talk about, I am fully aware that a lot of my listeners are completely in the loop and understand these things. But not everyone is in the know about certain things. I have a lot of young listeners. I have a lot of people that are new to the truth who just don't know. And even if they do know certain things, having a point of view about something is nothing at all wrong with that. And what I'm offering is my point of view. Now, the subject that I'm talking about is how Jada Pinkett Smith pretty much celebrated and applauded the fact that a man wore this dress at one of these award shows. And so again, I'm not surprised at all because we know that her son did something similar. And so we don't know, I haven't heard much from him, so we don't know what's brewing behind the scenes as it relates to their son. But anyway, the fact that she is celebrating this and saying that he was the best dressed man and woman at the show, we know what that's all about. It is yet a further push for an agenda where they're trying to blur the lines, blurring gender lines. That's why these celebrities, they cannot be a voice for the people. Okay? And it's unfortunate that a lot of our young people, they look up to celebrities. I don't even know how something like this came about to where celebrities are looked up to. You don't have a whole lot of kids looking up to teachers and farmers and stuff like that. But looking up to celebrities and sports people, some kind of way that became the thing to do. That became the thing to do. Why are y'all running away from mommy, huh? Why are you running away from me? Y'all know mommy love you. I love my babies. Those funny little ducks are just so silly looking, running away from me like that. But anyway, I don't even know when something like that happened or took place to where that became the thing to do, to just look at celebrities like they had a voice in how people should live or dress or act or behave. But a lot of people look up to them, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. They really, really do. And so those of us on the outside of this celebrity world, we need to make sure that we are continuing to bring understanding to our children and our next generations, to inform them that they are not to follow after this wicked agenda. There was nothing good about seeing that man in a dress. Again, they are trying to blur gender lines and they're using clothing to do that. They first introduced it with television shows back in the day and movies, and now it's becoming the thing to do. First, they present it to you as a joke on the big screen, and then you say, oh, so I saw this guy the other day who really did this. Oh, me too. And then before you know it, nobody cares. Nobody's startled by it. Nobody's even concerned with it. It's just a thing to do. Now, the oddity becomes you. You are the oddity now because how dare you not agree with it? How dare you speak out against it? You are the oddity. It's strange to live in a world where we have witnessed good being called evil and evil being called good. We are living it. We are right in the middle of this whole process. So this is an interesting time we are in right now. Sad, but interesting. Frightening, but interesting. But do we pull back from the truth because it doesn't align with what the rest of the world thinks and likes and appreciates and approves of? No, we are not to pull back from the truth. Right now it's becoming a bold step to even hold up the truth. A lot of people are afraid to do that. A lot of people, they get nervous with talking about certain subjects. They're like, I'm not trying to make anybody mad. I'm not trying to startle anyone. I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers. And that is the stance that a lot of people are taking. The safe subject. But when I look at the next generation, we are starting to see more and more where everything goes to where young people are making choices right in their parents' faces because they've seen too much in this world. They have seen too much. The world is saying, look, this is what I have to offer. And then when they look over and see what mommy and daddy has to offer, they are saying, no, thank you. This is boring, what mommy and daddy has to offer, or my church or my family. But what the world has to offer is quite different. It's becoming a very difficult thing to even compete with what the world is offering young people these days. Very sad indeed, but this is why we have to put on the whole armor. Put on the whole armor, because even the lives of our children is something we must fight for. We must fight for the lives of our children, because at any time, the enemy can infiltrate their mind with his candy and his seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Because that is what we see happening on a daily basis. And so I just wanted to talk about this subject quickly and briefly. Not that I care about anything that the Smiths are doing, but I wanted to cue in on the fact that a lot of young people, they don't see the world from our perspective because a lot of parents are pulling back. There was a day and a time where parents really were very active in the education process of their children. Even if they went to public school, they were informing them of things. But a lot of parents are like, hey, I'm living my life right now. I'm in survival mode, so I don't have time to think about what those kids are doing. That's what a lot of parents are doing right now. And so this is why the next generation, they seem to go from bad to worse. That is what we see happening. And so, again, that is why I cued in on this subject. For those who follow this channel, whether you're young or old, whether you are into that type of thing or not, our perspective is that we have to bring the truth no matter what. Because the world is flooding our airspace, our minds, our ears, our eyesight with foolishness. And so we've got to try to add a little bit of balance to that, although we can't, because not enough people care about the truth to even sound it off. But for those of us who do care about the truth, let's just keep on going, family. Let's keep on telling it, whether they want to hear it or whether they don't. And with that, I will say, shalom, family.